Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Dragon Culture Media proudly brings to you the Command Center. And today in the Command Center, we had just another last minute throw together type of thing. My fault. Totally my fault. Last week it was a joint effort. This week it's just me. Anyway, this week we are going to be talking about several movies and a show that we watched over the course of this past week. So Macarah's got 2 picks for her. I've got 2 picks for me. And then we're going to close out the stream with our review of the Lanterns trailer. A little bit disappointed from the things I've heard. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I've actually stayed away because of all the negative hearsay that I've heard. But I've seen some images and they don't look too promising, which sucks because I was actually really looking forward to this and really hoping it was good because Green Lantern is one of my favorite characters, and I actually liked John Stewart over Hal Jordan. I was kind of like the black sheep of my my group or whatever. So yeah, it's a little disappointing in the things I've heard about it, but we're gonna end the show with that. Macarah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm a little tired. I've had my butt whooped on the new WWE game, so and I'll probably hop right back into it when we're done here today.
Sounds fun.
So it is. I mean, it's a little jarring at first, like I mentioned earlier. You got to get through the career mode and then the story mode and all that stuff. But once you get past all that, it gets really fun. So, all right. So, Macarah, do you want to go ahead and start with yours first? Start with your show that you watched. It's called 56 Days. Is that correct?
Yeah. So this was like a complete insomniac watch because I couldn't sleep and I literally stayed up one. I just binged the entire thing because it wasn't that long. So I think it was like 8 episodes. I want to say they all kind of the hours blurred together. I don't think I finished till like 2 in the morning.
Hmm.
But that's usually how late I'm up anyway. Um, it's really new, so of course it only has my review on there. But
Apparently, the people who have reviewed it said that there's a lot of language, a lot of violence, and a lot of sexual content.
oh
Well,
yeah, so
that's
well, it's like it only shows like so it shows like his butt and her boobs. So
mm,
if you don't like it, you can just easily kind of skip ahead a little bit. But like I kind of like I skipped ahead just a little bit because like I just want to watch the mystery,
right.
and yeah, but I have my positives and I have my negatives, but for the what the show is about, it's basically a thriller, but so it kind of has it has a timeline, so a lot of it hops around, so you kind of have to like keep up with it, but it's not too hard to follow. So it's about Oliver and Ciara, and they kind of it makes you think they meet by chance, but really there's a whole mystery to it. And I'm not going to do spoilers, but um, they all have their secrets. And yeah, so the political bias that's for because of issues that I found with it. But those are my only like nitpicks, really. I did enjoy the show despite the nitpicks because, yeah,
Definitely not family friendly.
no, not family friendly at all.
Okay.
Yeah, fuzzy ninja.
That's funny.
I mean
Not
it.
not well.
I mean it. Kind of does become. It's a little bit of a romance, but it's like they're so suspicious of each other. They're like, especially Oliver. He's paranoid because he has a reason to be.
It's a
And
little disappointing because the project that I um started a little while ago, and I sent you the draft of it. It sounds like from the description, it's kind of similar to my project, and I'm like, damn, that wasn't too original.
Well, it's based off of a book,
Mm-hmm.
but they changed it from, I believe it was Dublin to Boston. So they changed the setting.
Well, I mean, I know I can't remember the guy's name but I know that I'm familiar
Even
with him. The things I've seen him in, I thought he was pretty good. I know Dove Cameron because she's one of those Disney stars or whatever, so I know who she is.
Mhm.
And I'm like, seeing something like this, I don't know that I would want to watch because I don't know that if I would want to see someone naked that I've seen as a kid. It's like when all of those nudes were going around of Miley Cyrus, and I was like, I don't want to see that because I still have the image, despite all the crazy stuff that she does, I still have the image of her as the kid and being Hannah Montana and all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to see that.
I mean, yeah, if you don't want to see that, you basically just have to skip ahead a few seconds. But I
And
mean,
don't get me wrong, I'm a guy, and I appreciate a nice boob and a nice undercarriage and whatnot from time to time. But there's certain people I just don't want to see that side of.
understand.
So
Yeah.
okay, well, any last thoughts on that before we move on?
Yeah. So I'm at least glad I didn't go full 50 Shades.
Not full 50 Shades.
Yeah, they were very tame scenes from. I only saw like the first one, so I was like, oh well, at least it's tame. But then it's like, okay, I want to just get to the mystery part and the cops. So we have one male cop, one female cop. Male cop is more of the bad cop, which was surprising, but so he's like they're kind of the cases wear on them, so they look exhausted all the time when they're solving these cases, but they do a good job solving the cases that they have. So basically they're trying to solve the mystery of the dead body in the bathtub of the couple that are on the poster. So, and then you see a lot of their relationship leading up to what happened. So you're like, is it her? Is it him? Is it somebody else at first? So
Okay.
kind of thing. But if it's not anybody's thing, it's cool. But I don't know. It's just one of those weird insomniac watches. I just wish. I think it would have been a lot better had my nitpicks had they not put like certain things that I could nitpick about. But even with things I do like, I still nitpick.
Well, I mean, given the state of the political world right now, I am noticing that themes out of Hollywood are shifting a bit. I feel like if Kamala had won or Biden had still been president, this project would have had a lot more of the political bias in it than it already does.
Hmm.
So you kind of have to look at that as a win. It's better for it to be a nitpick versus an all out, I did not enjoy this.
Yeah,
So
and I've
that's how I'm
had
looking at it these days.
yeah. All right.
All right. So the next one, pull it up here, was, do I have it? Yes. You watched this movie called Mortal.
Yep, I did.
So give me a second here and let me try to pull up your review of it. Yeah.
It kind of, yeah, it's a Norwegian, American movie. It definitely feels like it's trying to be Thor, but because there he does find a hammer.
Mm, okay. So kind of like a retelling of the Thor mythology in a way.
Kinda, yeah. But
Okay.
it's interesting because it's not like a full hero type show. He doesn't really he does a little bit of a heroic, like when a helicopter crashes because 'cause they're trying to transport him and he saves a woman's life, and I think she was, like, the only survivor of that crash, and but his powers, he can't control them, and some people get hurt, and he keeps telling them, "Stay away from me," and
Hmm.
there is a little bit of a romance, but it's not, like, in your face. It it's very it's
Yeah,
more like she's kinda like the Betty Ross to his Hulk almost. She keeps him calm.
I think I saw the trailer to this. Did he have like burn marks on his skin and stuff like that? Like there's a whole
Yeah,
mystery about like his how his powers are manifesting, things like that.
kinda. Like, he get like, if he's having a lot of people thought maybe he had, like, fire powers, but no, he's got electric powers, but he gets
Hmm.
burns from electrical burns from things, and
That that would be that would be horrible. It to like have powers, but your own powers hurt you. Kind of like the kid from My Hero Academia. Like yeah, that would be horrible.
yeah. I mean, I like Nat Wolff, him and he's done a couple things that I like. I didn't care for him in, that, live action, Death Note, but because that was egregious, but I did like him in other things. He did a movie with his brother. I was like, "You know what? He's not a terrible actor. He's pretty good. It's just he's gotta have the right script." I mean, this movie is not like it's not perfect. It's not like but it's definitely something a little more interesting that like DC and Marvel like to do campy or they like to DC's trying to do like dark and gritty, but it's like they take characters that we like and they kind of ruin them. But with this, it's more like, okay, this is more of the mythology side of stuff. But I don't know. I didn't hate it. I liked it. I thought it was like a really good grounded movie.
Okay. So what would you say this is like a B or a C class movie?
Um, a little bit of maybe a C,
Okay. Because like
but
I'm trying to picture like, it's clearly not a blockbuster film.
mm,
We would have heard of it. But it looks like from the poster, they put a little money into the marketing, or at least
mhm.
that's how it appears. So I'm just kind of curious as to, when you watched it, was it like a B movie? I mean, it doesn't look like it was a D movie because again, the poster, they put some money into the poster. So
Yeah. I mean, the special effects looked pretty good. It wasn't like super cheesy. It was very serious and it was more of a slow burn. So it
okay,
wasn't like a full and it's not like him going out and saving everybody and putting on a cape. It's him trying to like he's basically starts out as a homeless man just trying to get around and his powers keep hurting him, so he's trying to stay away from people. Some kids start harassing him and he hurts them on trying to get them to stay away, and he feels terrible about what he did. He gets arrested, then he has to try to escape the police, and it's just he's trying to get away from these people, and everyone keeps kind of making everything worse. So it's kind of like Hulk, in a way, he wants to not be near people, so he tries to go away
right.
where people keep following him.
I mean, I get that. I don't interact with a whole lot of people working nights and everything. I think it might be a little sad, but the most interaction I get was with those of us in the fellowship online. So take that
Mhm.
as you will.
That's not too bad as long as you're like as long as you're social.
Right.
It's like you sometimes you just need people. mm, Sometimes people online they get it more than people in the real world, but you have to have a balance of real world and online.
I don't think people these days know what the real world is.
Nope.
And that's regardless of what kind of clique or group or whatever you're in. Everyone has their view of what the world is, and I think everyone's wrong. So
Yeah.
anyway, so there's that. Now my two movies are it's the original and the sequel, and Spider actually gave me the idea for it. And speaking of his co-host, there's the Beast. What's up, Beast? Nice to see you. So I'm gonna pull up Spider's post here from the other day, and he says, "I just watched this for the first time last night, and my God, I had such a blast. So fun, so crazy, so cool. We need more escapism." And I agree. This movie was really fun, but I'm actually gonna review the sequel of this first because my dumb butt went on YouTube to try to find it, and I found the sequel first. Didn't realize it was a sequel, so I watched the movies backwards, and I actually enjoyed it more. Like I firmly believe I enjoyed the movies more watching them backwards than if I had watched them the way they had released.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm gonna pull this up here if I can see my review. So you see here, I put like the first. I enjoyed this movie. Not really much to say about it. It had me laughing more than the first, but it didn't seem to have the heart or care the first did. Um, and I gave it a 71% rad. But I my review makes it seem like I didn't enjoy it as much as I did. I actually really did enjoy this movie.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's fun.
it had a lot of laughs, and you kind of this movie picks up right after the first one, and he's in Malta now, and he's going through the backstory, everything he does now, and his whole stick is he's an assassin, but he makes his marks, he makes them look like accidents, thus the name Accident Man. And in the second one, he gets framed. Now, keep in mind, people, this movie's about 5 years old, so I'm going to go full spoiler with it, as much as I can remember. But he gets framed for an attempted murder. So, and I guess there's some sort of this woman is some sort of mob boss, and this corporate billionaire is trying to kill her son to get to her. I guess I didn't fully understand it, but I didn't think I really needed to. All I knew is that she thinks he tried to kill her son. He's like, I didn't, and it kind of goes on from there. And this corporation puts like this massive bounty on something like 10 billion euros or something like that on this kid's head. He's not even a kid. He's like 25 or whatever, but he's a total Gen Z, doesn't know how to do anything, pervert, furry, like the worst you can imagine. It's just like, oh my god, it's just what the hell. And the whole movie, I'm right there with him. He's like, God, I wish I could just kill you. I was like, I wish you would just get rid of him already. Like you're an assassin. But he was a better man than I was because I don't think I would have had the patience.
He's saying what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah. But but it was a wild and crazy movie. A lot of shenanigans. The fight scenes were actually really brutal. there was one scene where you saw someone's eye popped out from a carrot shredder, and I was like, what? Okay. Like at first, I'm thinking this is just not so much happy go lucky, but I'm thinking this is more of a comedy. And then that happens, and that like woke me up. I was like, oh, okay,
it's
totally
it's
different shit, totally different movie than I thought it was. But it was a pleasant surprise.
oh yeah.
And so, like I said, the whole movie it's kind of like a somewhat of a road trip movie,
Hmm.
but they're not in a car. They're on the run. So
Yeah.
um, anyway, by the end of the movie, he 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 excels at his task. He completes his task. He gets the kid back to their mom, and he pulls a switcheroo. His his friend, who is kind of like his makes all his gadgets and stuff. Um,
Hmm.
made these suits that are bombs. So you replace the marked suit with the bomb suit, and then when the time's right, kaboom! And they put the kid in one of those suits and blew everyone up. The kid, the mom, the bodyguards, everyone. And I just busted out laughing. I was just like, "Oh my god!" It was so disturbing in the most satisfying way. It was just oh, it had me rolling.
Yeah. I love the fight between him and the clown.
Oh my gosh, the clown. That that was disturbing. It I want to give that actor, I don't know who that actor was, but I want to give him props because I saw shades of Heath Ledger's Joker and I can't remember Skargard's Pennywise. He was like emulating both of them, and I was like, okay,
Paco the clown.
yeah.
It's actor and stuntman Bo Fowler.
So, and then they had the father drama with uh with his boss from the first movie,
Hmm.
which that part had me so confused. And then I realized what was going on when I went and watched the first one. So, but like I said, it was like I was watching, even though it was the sequel. It was like I was watching that one first, and when I went and watched the first one, it was like I was watching a prequel. The way the movies were made, they really feel interchangeable. You don't have to watch them in a certain order. Sure, I was like slightly confused, but I got the gist of what was going on when it came to oh, what's his name? Blanking on his name. Stevenson's character. I can't remember. Anyway, but it's Ray Stevenson as the actor. But when his character shows up,
Big Gray.
there, huh? Oh, well,
Big Gray.
Big Ray. Thank you.
Hmm.
Here's your sign. Anyway, moving on. Big when Big Ray shows up, I'm a little confused, and his was it Freddie? They're talking about the issues, from London and everything, and so that does get a little confusing at first, and I'm like, well, I don't know what that is, and I didn't think nothing of it too much because I'm like, well, they'll explain it, and they did. Like later on in the movie, they explained it, so they anything that you might have needed to know from the first movie, they explain it in the second one. So when I went and watched the first, it I don't know, it was the same as if I had watched a prequel. So,
Yeah.
but let's go over here and let's go ahead and move over to
And what were your thoughts on the first movie?
So the first movie, I enjoyed it differently. To me, the two movies are they're very different in style, or at least they felt that way to me. There were more
Mhm.
laughs in the second one than there was in the first one. The first one was very much more action.
Mhm.
And from what you tell me, that's kind of Scott Adkins' wheelhouse is action.
Mhm.
Um, and it wasn't jarring. It didn't throw me off. I very much enjoyed it, but they are very much two distinct styled movies. There was a lot more drama in the first one than there was in the second one. Um, and where they didn't hardly touch on his ex, it felt fresh watching the first one after the second one. And his whole backstory with Big Ray was really fascinating. And then the way he whooped on Michael J. White and his partner, my God,
Mhm.
he whooped their ass.
He did.
It, it was just like it broke the dude's jaw. Oh, and then and then Michael's like, "You're lucky I like you." And just the way he turned, I'm just like, oh,
Yeah. Well, he tried to do a triangle choke and it kind of failed, so he punches him in the head and then flips out of it. Takes him down with him.
oh my goodness. But that was probably my favorite fight. Um, so the gist of this is, um, his ex is murdered, and
Mhm.
it's made to look like it was a break-in. They raped and killed her, and it turns out you later on find out this whole thing was orchestrated by their bookie, by the guild's bookie, and he was trying to cover the tracks of the client, because on the client's request. The client wanted her gone, wanted her assassin gone, wanted anyone related gone. And so the bookie is just turning everyone against each other, and they're all like, well, it's the business. And I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, when he's done with y'all, you ain't gonna have a business because y'all gonna be dead. And, and what I was happy about is by the end of it, you could tell it wasn't explicitly said, but you knew Big Ray understood that, and that's why um, he let Scott's character live.
Mhm.
And it wasn't just because he was like a son. I
Mike
mean, there was hmm,
his character's name is Mike Fallon.
Mike, right? It's the way Ray put a beat down on that bookie and the squeal he made. That made me laugh. It's just thinking about it makes me laugh. He's just I
Well, he
can't even.
attacks him when he's in the getting a massage
Oh,
that one
the,
part, and then he has to fight the big masseuse thing.
that surprised me how well he stood up against the big Russian. How he just,
Well, he's
but
fought
I mean,
guys bigger than him.
he had that big iron pipe, so yeah, big metal pipe is stronger than a head usually. Let's see here. Grand Duke says, "Has anyone seen The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World?" It's an anime. It's goofy and reminds me of early Power Rangers. I have not heard of that. I will definitely have to check that out. I'll have to make a note of that. The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World. Okay. Well, thank you for that suggestion, Duke. Uh, but no, these two movies, I think I enjoyed them more watching them back to back the way I did with the second one first and the first one afterwards. And it was just a happy accident the way that all happened. It was just me not paying attention. It was me seeing the title, assuming it was the right movie, and because I remember I was about halfway through the second movie, and I was like, I haven't seen Michael J. White yet. That's weird. He's on the poster.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge role like some of his other movies, like The Island,
Hmm.
Falcon Rising, and As Good as Dead.
So that was, but no, I very much enjoyed them. I roughly gave them about the same score, 71. Because like with yours, they weren't perfect by no means. I would give them a mid B as far as like the production. There was some actual money put behind them, but I think,
Well, the fight scenes were choreographed really well. With
oh yeah.
Accident Man 2, I think it took
Hmm.
like weeks just before the film was done. So they got, I think it was choreographed really fast.
Um,
I
the
think I put that in my review of the timeline frame for when it for the second one for how long it took to get that movie going.
the fights were really enjoyable. Now this okay, I'm gonna say some words. This bitch right here. There was times where I found myself saying, "Why don't those two just fuck already?" Because you could see it in their eyes they wanted to, and just the rudeness of her, and how his ex would she said his ex just didn't say nothing nice about him, and he's just like, I don't believe that. Like you can see it on his face. He's like, I don't believe that. And she was, was social justice warrior, lesbians, the whole shebang. And I just roll my eyes and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay. It is what it is. Um, he clearly did love her, but he
Mm-hmm.
had his own demons and she wasn't willing to go through it with him, So they really weren't meant to go, they weren't meant for each other. But the big twist of why he goes on the whole rampage is she was pregnant with his kid. And so he's going around killing everyone. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I totally
I
get it.
think I think my favorite parts were kind of like his background getting before he becomes an assassin and when he meets Big Ray.
Yeah. I love how he puts the fight up against Big Ray, because he's like, why don't you go in that room right there? And he's got it all set up as a kill room.
Mhm.
And Mike's like, I'm out of here. And he puts up a fight against Ray, and Ray was like, sit your ass down. That was funny. That
Yeah,
was good.
Ray is good in this movie. He's fantastic.
So so those are our picks for today. Those are the things we watched over the past week. The next thing we're going to cover, and I feel like we're going to have some rants. I think Macarah is going to have her rants. I'm going to have mine. We're going to do some pausing, going, try to keep from getting hit with copyright. We see how well we do. Um, I don't know if I agree with that, Macarah. I think the second one was better than the first, but that's just me. Teach their own.
Hey, that's okay. We can
Um,
we can argue and debate. And we're good.
well, I mean, I don't have to have everyone to agree with me. I,
No,
I ain't a
definitely.
leftist. Um, anyway, so let's go ahead.
I'm just glad that you at least enjoyed the movies.
I did. Like I said in my reviews, I don't know if I am going to watch them again. I mean, I may. We'll
Yeah.
see, we'll see how things go. But No, for what they were, I enjoyed them.
Yeah, I,
So,
I've seen them a number of times.
viewers that are with us, if you care to indulge us, we are going to watch the trailer to Lanterns. I'm sure most of you have seen this already. You're going to see my reaction for the first time to this, and we'll see how mad I get. From what Macarah has told me, it's not very good.
No,
So let's go through the pain together.
he's caca poo poo.
All right, here we go.
With all due respect, we've been training for what, 2 months? And I haven't even worn the ring yet.
Gay.
Don't get hung up on the jewelry, Junior. You're just a fucking substitute teacher. You're not ready to get up in front of the class till the ring says you are.
All right.
The first word out of my mouth would have been, what the fuck?
The ring design looks bad. It just
Well, the rings are inconsistent too. I saw the pictures of the rings and I'm like, why are they all different? Like they look like rings from different movies.
yeah. Well,
Like
yeah.
I seem to remember in the comics, like all the lanterns, the rings, they look like they come off an assembly line. You know?
It's that when they attach to the wearer and the wearer, they materialize or they manifest based on the user's will. They kind of like, so the suits look a little different sometimes, but usually they're pretty uniform.
Well, I knew the suits were different, but I had always thought that the rings and the lanterns themselves were the same.
Mhm.
And the suits, like we're going to get into it here in a minute when we see the suit, that really throws me off. And we talked about that last night. That really bothers me. We'll get into that when that comes up.
Oh, trust me, it bothers a lot of people.
I could have died.
You want me to train you? I'm training you.
These two clearly hate each other.
There's no respect between them.
Zero.
Yes, all rings and lanterns are the same.
And I'll say this right now, that's not Jon Stewart. Not the comedian, obviously. I'm talking about the character, the Green Lantern. Whoever this punk is not Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is a Marine veteran. He for one, he cares about respect. He gives respect and demands respect. This kid is not doing any of that.
Well, that's on the fault of the writers and the directing.
Something is off here. I can feel it.
This is my town. You're a big shot.
So a girl boss sheriff, they're going to a country town. I have a feeling they're all going to be like mind controlled or something, but they're still going to be all assholes. Yeah, let's make fun of rural America. That's going to do real well.
Mm-hmm.
Noted. But stay the fuck out of my way.
Think she hates your guts?
It's the way she hates them.
This is a stupid plan.
That's deeper.
That I don't doubt.
Oh gosh, that dialogue.
This is how fucking Jordan, and he's saying stupider. Are you freaking kidding me? The dude is a freaking, oh my goodness. Okay, moving on.
Let it out.
Do you not realize, or they clearly don't, how smart you have to be a fighter pilot? Yes, Hal Jordan is cocky. He's not a fucking imbecile.
The Green Lanterns.
This. Okay. Why the? I'm gonna swear. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna let it out. Why the fuck is his suit in the closet?
Yeah, it's not something you hang up and take off and put on. It's supposed to manifest from the ring.
He is not Bruce Wayne. He is not Oliver Queen. He is freaking Hal Jordan or John Stewart. I don't even care whose suit that is. Okay.
Yeah, and apparently it was Hal wearing that suit, so it's like, uh, they don't get these characters at all. And the funny part is that everybody is saying that the Ryan Reynolds CGI looks better because it actually had the concept of what makes a Green Lantern a Green Lantern.
See, I was part of the minority when the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern came out because I actually enjoyed it. Now I understood people's
Oh yeah.
I understood people's criticisms on Parallax because I later on went and read those comics, and I'm like, oh yeah, that clearly wasn't Parallax. But I saw what the writers and the directors were going for. They didn't know how to do a complete origins to the Sinestro Corps, and they thought they could use the Parallax character to make that the origin.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going back there and I was like, just do what's in the book. Just do what's in the book. Stop trying to change things. This is far beyond that with whatever this bullshit is. And the guy playing Hal Jordan, I can't remember his name, but I know I like him. He's a good actor. And he probably put his heart and soul into this project, which makes it 10 times worse is when an actor did the best they possibly could with shit material.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's Kyle Chandler playing Hal Jordan.
Okay.
From
I hear Chandler and I just think of Friends. So moving on.
Is to protect people. And we both know I do a better job of this than you.
Oh, jeez.
What the freak?
This is my job.
This isn't banter. This is like hate. Like these two hate each other. Like I don't remember seeing a whole lot of content that had Hal Jordan and John Stewart in it. The things that I do remember seeing is there was banter. It was light banter. It was more of a competitive respect. They wanted to one up each other, but they respected each other. And they respected each other not because of what they knew of each other, but because of what they knew of each other's past and where each of them came from. They're both servicemen, one being a Marine, one being an airman. And so they had that camaraderie as it is. There's none of that here. And I don't know if they plan to build that or whatever, but they went the complete opposite. I remember in the comics it being the default. They had the shared camaraderie from the beginning. So unless they set up in something in the show for an actual reason why John Stewart would disrespect Hal Jordan so much, this is bullshit.
Yeah. And it's so muddied and blah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you think it should be like a lot of people were saying, how about we bring kids to DC Comics, like try to get kids, because nowadays kids, they watch more anime and they kind of just miss out on all these superheroes because they're trying to change so much of like these characters. And I don't know,
But see,
maybe
that's just it. They got to stop trying to change things. See, this is where Hollywood failed from the start. They saw what Marvel did and how Marvel took liberties. And so they think they should be able to do that across the board. They don't remember the criticisms that Iron Man got when it first came out, the criticisms that Iron Man 2 got when it came out. It wasn't until the Avengers came out that these movies started being beloved. And they're like, oh, I see what they did there. It was after the fact.
Mhm.
Iron Man was a home video success. It was one of the last home video successes. If I remember correctly, Iron Man, the first Iron Man lost money at the theater, but recuperated the money with DVD and Blu-ray sales. So
Mhm.
yes, it was a financial success, but not in the theater. And my point is, catering to the modern audience, and not in the political sense, but the actual people, bringing in kids, like you said, that's all fine and dandy. But it is my generation and it's your generation that has the money to pay for this stuff. Those are the people you need to be catering to.
True.
Making kid shows and things like that is great, but stop putting political propaganda in them.
Yeah.
Like, that has no place in it. There is this sense of disdain for the audience. They want to do whatever they want and expect us to just regurgitate it and take it and say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" And that's not going to happen.
Well,
And it's because of.
James
Go
Gunn
ahead.
clearly hates the internet
Mm,
because
yeah.
it's like, you don't like criticism, then why are you on the internet? If you don't like people saying your stuff is stupid, then go ahead and fix it. Fix it and do what they like, and maybe you can recuperate. But don't keep like trashing them or hating on their comments and only agreeing with people that kiss your butt because you don't like that people they love these characters. But we want the characters that we grew up with, not the characters that you think you like, because what you like is not necessarily what everybody else likes. But a
Well, it's
lot
like
of it is he takes these characters and changes them kind of in a spiteful way, not because he wants it his way, but because he wants to be a spiteful little piece of crap.
right. Well, whoever this is, that's not Jon Stewart. They made up their own character, their own characters, slapped on the Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart name on them, slapped on the Green Lantern powers onto them. Have you noticed in these that you don't hardly ever see them actually use their powers? I didn't watch the Superman movie, but I assume it's the same thing with that you rarely see him actually be Superman.
I just see him flying, but I don't see any like manifestation of the Green Lantern power.
So it's just, I did not think I was going to get this mad about this because, wow. Okay.
I mean, the suit appears out of, it's a manifestation of their will, it's energy. It's now, if they were to make it purposely brown and grainy and then have more of the green powers to like illuminate the show, like I can kind of see it that way, but it's just, this trailer is very lackluster, I would say. It shows in the filter that's used over the show. It's
Well,
very
they've tried to ground this. Green Lantern is not meant to be grounded, and what they've done here is they've tried to do the exact opposite of what the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie was, where that was flashy, over the top, CGI heavy. They're trying to do the exact opposite, and it's going to turn out worse.
Yeah. Well, Grand Duke has some comments about the Superman movie in the suit. He was talking about Guy's suit.
Grand Duke says, no, they use their powers a lot in that movie. Huh? Okay. It says, Guy's suit in Superman was a uniform from Maxwell Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
There's so many problems with that, but okay. Let's see here. I thought they said this was supposed to be a buddy cop movie. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And they clearly ain't buddies.
Yeah.
Corporate branding. Yeah. All right. Let's continue this. We got a few minutes left before we got to wrap things up.
That ain't changing. So take a deep breath, Junior.
Now they're trying to be Breaking Bad.
Yeah, someone's mentioned like Yellowstone meets True Detective.
You're old. You're tired. Your time is up.
See, and they're doing this whole story where Jon Stewart is replacing Hal Jordan. And again, there were comics where that was a thing. But that's not the way I remember him. And the people that I've talked to about the Green Lantern story, that's not the way traditionally it is. Jon Stewart was a Green Lantern at the same time that Hal Jordan was.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hal Jordan was a Lantern first, but and it does. There are so many comic books. It depends on which one you're referencing, but it really clears like they keep focusing on the newer content, which is not what sold. The newer content did not sell.
Mm-hmm. But the newer content fits within their narrative more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Who are you exactly?
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Oh, one little blip of a Green Lantern power.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a
The other
blinking
lantern.
minute.
It says, "Have you ever talked with other Lanterns?" Well, clearly.
No, wait for it.
I'm the only human. They're aliens. One of them's a fucking squirrel.
Oh. Okay, we got through it. Well,
That was painful.
that was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's sad is I don't know that I've ever been this angry at a Marvel property or comic book property in general. I really didn't care about Captain Marvel, the Marvels, any of those. I just rolled my eyes. I was like, whatever. I didn't get mad at Daredevil, even though I really liked the Netflix shows, and I even liked the Defenders that everyone hated. This trailer vehemently pisses me off. And I think it's because of how much I loved the Jon Stewart character growing up, and the versions of him that I read growing up, he highly respected Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
And these two in this cannot stand each other.
It feels like James Gunn is just trying to be spiteful after the reactions to Superman and Peacemaker and all that.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, honestly, because this should have been filmed around the same time that Superman was being filmed. The show got delayed, I think, 2 or 3 times. It was supposed to come out before. I think it was supposed to come out before Superman, even though they filmed at the same time, and it was because Superman had all the post-production stuff. So I don't know the reasoning. It makes no sense, and I'm to the point that I'm like, I don't think they will, but I hope the Ellisons do just can his ass.
Well, it feels like he purposely teases the trailers to get a negative reaction so he can justify, oh, everybody online is mean to me. It's like, you know how you get positive reviews? I know you're probably allergic to those, but you make something people like. Bring fans in of the original comics and what made Green Lantern great.
I don't understand what his thought process is, because I don't know if did the Guardians of the Galaxy just uber charge his ego or something?
No, I
He did.
wonder. Yeah, I wonder because a lot of like how much of that did he actually write compared to how I think it was written by someone else, but he just directed.
But that's my point. Like, he has full control over this. He didn't have the same control over Guardians of the Galaxy, yet he still has the arrogance like that was all his success. Like, he has the arrogance of someone like, well, I've been there, I've done that, you need to listen to me. And it's
Yeah.
like, you didn't have full reign over the Guardians of the Galaxy. It was still a masterpiece. I am like the Geeks and Gamers crew and the Nerdrotics crew. I will always sing his praises for Guardians of the Galaxy, the entire trilogy. I even like the holiday special that a lot of people didn't like.
Mhm.
But the stuff he is doing to DC, it's one of two things. Either he is just a vengeful piece of shit, or he's actively trying to tank it. Like he's secretly Team Marvel and just trying to tank it. I mean,
Because he's petty and he's spiteful, and because it's like, why would you want to be in charge of these properties and not do a good job? You literally have a chance here, but it's because he's more affected by the internet than he is trying to put out a good movie or a series. And it's like it reminds me of She-Hulk all over again, where they were making the internet the bad guys.
yeah. Well, that's a heck of. We probably should have done this first, and so we could have ended on a happy note. But that was the show for this week. For those who watched us live, I thank you, and those who catch the replay, come catch us live. Like, share, and subscribe. Macarah, where can people find you?
You can find me on Brickstone's channel on Wednesdays around 5 o'clock-ish, and then you can find me on Twitter. And I also have my own YouTube channel. It's an art channel, but I don't do lives. I just make videos.
And we got another collaboration coming up pretty soon, don't we?
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
still working on the details of that, so.
All right. Well, we'll keep that hush hush until she's done, but I figured I'd throw a little tease out there. Everyone, you know me, Draken. You can find me on X at Draken_199. And you can catch every Monday my weekly music drops on here. And if he's still in the chat, DeBeast, I want to thank you for helping me put out that music video for Vindicta for that song. Jay and the crew, they all really liked it, so that was a success. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for being here, and we will catch you next week right here in the Command Center. Bye.
Bye.